Hello, my dear children. Welcome to Science Tutorials with D. Divedi. So, children, today we will continue lesson number 15, Some Natural Phenomena. This is the second part of video. In our previous video, we have studied about electric charges, charges produced by rubbing, types of charges and their interactions. Now, in today's video, we will study about transfer of charges, electroscope, lightning, safety measures for lightning. So children, before starting new topics, I would like to repeat what is natural phenomenon. A natural phenomenon is a non-artificial event in the physical sense and therefore not produced by humans, although it may affect human, that is bacteria, agent, natural disasters. Common example of natural phenomenon includes volcanic eruption, lightning and thunder, earthquakes, weather and decay. Most natural phenomena are harmless such as rain. Some natural phenomena such as volcanic eruption, earthquakes, tsunami, tornadoes are considered dangerous and might lead to death on large scale. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to understand the phenomenon of lightning, analyze the process of charging by rubbing, list the type of charges and their interaction, explain the working of electroscope, describe the cause of lightning, know the safety measures to be followed during lightning, examine the lightning conductor, recognize the cause of earthquakes, identify the precaution to be taken during earthquakes. So the first topic which you are going to learn today in this topic is transfer of charges. So children, in our previous video you have learned that there are two types of charges, positive charge and negative charge. You have also learned how charges are produced. Now, to understand how charges are transferred, we will perform one activity. To study it, let us perform an activity. Take an empty jam bottle. Here in the picture you can see we have taken one empty bottle, jam bottle. Now take a cardboard slightly bigger in size. Here is a cardboard which is slightly bigger in size of bottle and place it on a mouth of bottle. Like this, you can see in the picture children. Press a hole in it so that metal paper clip can be inserted. Here you can see this is a jam bottle. This is a cardboard. We have made a hole on it and with the help of this hole we have inserted a paper clip inside a bottle. Now cut two strips of aluminium and hang them on a paper clip as shown in the picture. Strips of aluminium. Here you can see children, there are two strips of aluminium which are hung with the paper clip inside the bottle. Charge a refill. Children, you know how can you charge a refill? Just rub a refill with the help of polythene. Okay, with the polythene. When you rub the refill, it will get charged. In previous video, you have learned how charges are produced by rubbing. So, you have to charge a refill with the help of polythene. So, children, here we have taken an empty jam bottle, two aluminium strips, one paper clip and one charged refill. And when we touch this charged refill to the paper clip, what would happen? Notice the effect on foil strip. The strip move away from each other. Initially the paper strips was like this and when you touch the charged refill they will move away from each other. They will move away from each other. Then what would you conclude? We will conclude that when charged refill is brought near the paper clip, the charge from clip transferred to metal foil. Okay, children, you know that the paper clip is made up of metal, and metal is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, so when you touch charge refill to the paper clip, through the paper clip, charge is transferred to the metal, to the aluminium foil, and because both the aluminium foils get the same charge, that's why they move away from each other. Okay, because in the refill they received charge from the refill, means both the paper clip received the same charges, that's why they move away from each other, as we have learned that same charges repel each other. Okay, so strips acquire the same charges as that of refill, therefore they repel each other. Thus we find that electrical charges can be transferred from a charged object to another through a metal conductor. Now children, what would happen if you touch charged paper clip or charged aluminium foil with your hand? When you touch the charged paper clip with the hand, you will notice that foil which is move apart. Both the foil which move away from each other, they will collapse. Initially they will means when they are charged, they move apart, they are away from each other. But when you touch with their hand, they collapse, they come closer to each other, because they transfer their charges to the earth through your body. As a result, they become discharged. And this process of transferring charge from charged body to the earth is called earthing. The device made that is used to detect the charge on the bodies is called electroscope. Actually children, in this activity we have made an electroscope. You can see here is a bottle. Okay, in the bottle there is a metal foil, cork. Inside it there is a copper wire which is a metal, and at the end there are two aluminium foils. In the same way, in the activity we have made an electroscope. We have made a device which is used to detect the charge on the bodies. Such a device is called electroscope. So the device that can be used to test whether an object is carrying charge or not is called electroscope. Children, there are so many destructive phenomena to some extent, like volcanoes, lightning, earthquakes, etc. Okay, and these natural phenomena cause major damage. Okay, here you can see this is volcanic eruption, this is an earthquake, and this is lightning. So there are so many natural phenomena, those are very dangerous and they cause huge damage. So we are going to discuss about two important phenomena in this lesson, lightning and earthquake. So start with lightning. Here in the picture you can see this is the picture of lightning, and this is the picture of the damage caused by earthquake. So in this today's video we will discuss about lightning. Lightning, it is an electric spark on huge scale. It is caused due to accumulation of charges on clouds. This accumulation of charge can be positive and negative, means clouds can be positively charged or it can be negatively charged. It can have positive or negative charge. Okay. Now, how do clouds become charged? On a stormy day, large particles of clouds gather electric charges. Okay. As we know, in clouds there are many small and large number of water droplets. Okay. Here in the figure you can see children, this is a cloud and this is a cloud, and this cloud is made up of large number of water droplets. Okay. Means this cloud can have small water droplets and large water droplets. Both kind of droplets are there in a cloud. Now what happened? The smaller water droplets acquire positive charge and they move upward region in a cloud, means the upper part of a cloud is positively charged, is having positive charge. On the other hand, the large water molecules acquire negative charge and move downward. Okay, means in a one cloud the upper region is having positive charge and the lower region is having negative charge. So children, I hope you have understood how the charges are distributed in clouds. So children, here you can see there are two clouds, and as you know that the upper region of cloud having positive charge, okay, here, and the lower region of the cloud is having negative charge. In the same way, in other cloud also, in the second cloud also, the upper region is positively charged and the lower region is negatively charged. In both the clouds, in the upper region there is a positive charge and in the lower region there is a negative charge, and there is air gap between both the clouds. Okay, here you can see air gap between both the clouds. Now what happened when these two clouds come closer? क्या होता है जब ये दोनों क्लाउड्स पास आते हैं या एक दूसरे से टकराते हैं? सो चिल्ड्रन, व्हेन टू क्लाउड्स कैरिंग चार्जेस कम क्लोजर, अ discharge occur through a small air gap between the clouds. The discharge is accompanied with huge amount of heat, sound and light. When two clouds come closer, और जब वो आपस में टकराते हैं तो बहुत ही लार्ज अमाउंट में साउंड एंड लाइट प्रोड्यूस होती है, एंड वी से दैट देयर इज अ लाइटनिंग. नाउ हाउ डू लाइटनिंग कॉज डैमेज? चिल्ड्रन, द क्लाउड्स एट द लोअर एंड चार्ज द बिल्डिंग एंड द ट्रीज बाय प्रोसेस ऑफ इंडक्शन such that they acquire opposite charge with respect to cloud. Due to this, heavy flow of charge occur between buildings and clouds. This heavy flow can damage several buildings. So children, I hope you have understood how lightning is dangerous. So let's talk about some safety measures. If outside your house, if you are outside of your house, what precaution you have to take? After hearing thunder and lightning sound, rush to a safe place. Okay, as soon as you hear thunder sound or lightning, you see the lightning, just rush to a safe place. Do not stand under tall trees, shelter in park or near any elevated place, etc. If driving, stop the vehicle immediately. Children, you know your vehicle is made up of metal, and metal is a very good conductor of electricity. So if you are driving and you hear thunder sound or you see the lightning, just stop the vehicle and move to a safe place. Carrying of umbrella is also not safe during thunderstorm or lightning, because some of the part of umbrella is also made up of metal, especially if its handle is not covered with plastic. Do not use umbrella during lightning. Stay away from poles and metal objects and do not lie on ground. Instead of squat low on ground, place your hands on knees with your hand on knees and head between hands, so that you become a smallest target to be struck. Now some safety measures at the time when you are inside your home. During lightning, a contact with telephone wires, electrical wires should be avoided. It is not safe to use mobile phone also. Children, bathing should be avoided during thunderstorms or lightning to avoid contact with running water, because water is also a good conductor of electricity. Electric appliances like computers, TV, etc. should not be touched. Electrical lights can remain on, they do not cause any harm. So children, you must follow these safety measures during lightning or thunder storms. Dear children, I believe that you all have enjoyed the video, you all have understood all the topics explained by me in this video. Now the part 2 of this lesson is completed. In our next class, we will discuss about lightning conductor and earthquake. That's all for today. Have a nice day.